Hey guys, welcome back to another course update. It's that time of the year again where things get cold, the ground gets hard, and generally that's when we do our tree work. So I've been pretty quiet on Instagram and Twitter, but nonetheless we've been getting some work done. Let's get to it. We want to show you what we're currently working on right now. Stick around. Oh my goodness. What do we have here? So if you guys remember, back in August I had a video on summer stress. Specifically, we got hit pretty hard with summer patch. And in that video, if you guys recall, I explained what summer patch is and what it was doing to the course. And I specifically brought up Three Valley. We're on Three Valley now, as you all could have probably guessed by now. And in that video, I explained how we need to change the turf species we have in here. And I am still going to do that. However, late this fall, we actually had a contractor come in, not hired by us, but actually by the homeowners association, to clear blockages along Mud Creek. And this is the tail end of their project. They're already done and out of here. But in order to clear some of the blockages, they basically cleared a lot of the brushy stuff on the left-hand side of the hole. And even though this is on my project list, like I said, they saved me probably 2 weeks worth of work. I came out one day not realizing all the stuff that this contractor was doing, and I was very pleasantly surprised by them clearing what they did, which left me with taking down the dead locust trees that we had along the left-hand side. And so it saved me a bunch of time. It was very exciting. So they actually ended up cutting trail right along the backside of Three Valley to get where they needed to be. And that also saved me some work. And it's actually stuff I wasn't really planning on doing, but they kind of left me just a little sliver of tree and debris, stuff like that. And as you can see, I decided to take down those trees. I don't know how many there were, but I would say 90% of them were weed trees, being mulberry or box elder. I think I cut down 1 or 2 walnuts, which also aren't the most desirable golf course trees. And then other than that, we just cleaned up stuff that has just dropped over the years, even before I was here. And look how much space we have gained. Is that necessarily going to help with playability? No. Well, it might. If you hit the ball long, you actually have a chance of finding your golf ball and being able to play a second shot instead of taking a drop. But it's also going to help with maintenance. And what I mean by that, when we mow around the green banks, you know, we use a fairly good sized mower, and the space that they have to circle the green back behind it is very little. So they're tracking over the same spot over and over, and that stresses the grass out, which then again plays back to the summer stress we were having. Now that we've gained all this space, we don't have to track over the same spot over and over. So I'm really excited about that. And it's just going to look better. I've pushed the tree line back, get more sunlight, help that grass grow, help it remain dry when we want dry, to help combat these diseases that we typically don't see. So I'm pretty excited with what we have going on. But that's not all. That's not all we're doing to this hole. So let's take a look on the other side and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. As you can see, this whole left-hand side is cleared out, and you're actually sitting on one of the locust tree stumps that I took down. So now that brings into the next transformation we're going to be doing on this hole. This bunker, it's poorly designed. And what I mean is it has all these lobes, and it again can't handle our mower. If you have ever been in this bunker, it's always wet. And then also when we irrigate over the summer, since it's sitting in the shade all the time, any irrigation water is getting, it just makes this wet and sticky and goopy. It's gross. So instead of taking all the sand out, finding the drainage, improving drainage, rebuilding the bunker face, no, I'm not going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill this in, and we're basically going to have a gradual slope over to the creek. From the tee, you still have these two maples guarding this section. So any tee shots that start heading this way, those trees are most likely going to knock it down. If you do happen to land over on this side, it is going to make it somewhat tougher because of the slope. It may bounce, it may roll into the creek. Fill this in, sod it. We're just going to have a par 3 out here with no bunker. I really think everybody will probably be happy with that. So we've gained a whole bunch of space. We've backed the trees off. We have eliminated a micro environment that doesn't play well with us. So we're pretty excited, or I'm pretty excited to be doing this, and I'm pretty sure you all will be too. So that's what our plan is over here. I'm going to start bringing in some filling this in, shaping it, and really starting to see, you know, the change that's going to be made. Next step will be filling in the bunker. Well, over the last 2 days, we've been adding soil to the bunker, and it's taken quite a bit of a long time. Our soil pile is currently located in the parking lot, which is 1.25 miles away from where I'm standing. So loading up the wagon and driving it all the way out here, it's a 2.5 mile round trip hauling soil. So it takes a long time. But anyway, as you can see, the slope is starting to take shape. We need a whole bunch more loads down in here and right here in the middle to smooth this out. But I have changed my mind on eliminating the bunker completely. We got a good amount of sand back in this bunker, so I thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and keep it. First and foremost, I think we should probably circle back to why we're doing this in the first place, and that is to improve turf health. We have eliminated the 3 lobes that this bunker originally had. It was a poor design with the equipment that we had. Knobs could not handle our mowers. It is now shaped to handle the current mowers that we have. With eliminating those lobes, it would be less stress. So you're not doing as many turns, you're not going up and down, things like that. And with the trees backed off and more sunlight, it shouldn't be as wet of an environment as what it originally was. So we should start seeing improved turf health from both the environment itself and also mechanical stress. Let's talk about now how this bunker comes into play from a golf standpoint. I'm going to talk about both a high and low handicap golfer. So the high handicap golfer, which is basically your average golfer or beginner golfer, since we're a public course, that's a lot of the play that we see. It comes into play because more times than not, beginner golfers hit a slice. What happens when you slice it, it pushes off to the right, and it's also shorter than what you want it to go. So if you land short right of this green, it's basically going to bring in this whole entire bunker. Basically where you see the pin now, if you try to go for that and you're in the rough on the right hand side, as a beginner, who knows, maybe you'll hit it too hard, you'll sky it over the green, boom, lands in the bunker. Say you skull it. If you skull the ball, it's going to roll across the green, boom, land in this bunker. So this bunker is going to catch those bad shots. Now let's take it from a low handicap golfer. So say that low handicap golfer likes to play a draw. They can possibly mishit it. Say they draw a little too far to the left, they can hit the left part of the green and basically trickle down in here, and they're penalized for that. So it penalizes the low handicap golfer, but it also kind of helps the high handicap golfer. Now we still filled in the front part of this because we're still protecting the degree of difficulty of this hole. The green is relatively flat, so there's really not a pin position that makes it difficult in itself. So we got to protect the tee shot. The front left corner of the green is where the most difficult pin position is, because those two maple trees block a tee shot. So you do have to play a draw. If the pin is on the front left corner, you do have to play a draw if you want to go for the pin. So say you do that, yeah, you get around the trees, but again, maybe you hit it a little too far to the left. It's going to hit that bank and it's going to kick off possibly into the creek. Now as a beginner golfer or a high handicap golfer, again, say you spray it off to the right and you're short. Well, say if you go after that front left corner of the pin and you hit it too hard or you hit it too high and far, it's going to hit that mound and possibly roll into the creek. And again, we're not designing it for people to lose golf balls. It's just the difficulty of this hole. That is a tough pin position. So that's why I decided to keep that filled in up there and then keep this bunker in place back here. Last but not least, kind of a generalization of this. Again, we did kind of a peanut shape. I'm not done edging around the front part, but that's not really going to change. But the nice thing about it is the drain line. If you look down towards the creek this way, the drain lines actually kicks out right there. So if this bunker does have drainage issues, which this back part really didn't, it was more the front, we'll be able to dig down and easily find that and take care of that issue in itself. So in summary, with this project here on Three Valley, the creek was cleared, dead trees were cut down, the back was pushed back. We're increasing sunlight, which is going to change the microenvironment back here, which is going to play good for the turf health. We reshaped the bunker, and the fact that we eliminated the front 2/3 of it and we left this back third, reshaped it so our mowers are really going to like it. Now the next step, right now it's mid-January or close to it. It's going to get really cold next week. I would like to sod this since it is a par 3 and it is right to the left of the green. I want to put some instant grass down. I don't want to seed it because that would just take way too long. So probably more towards springtime, once things start warming up and we start getting more favorable weather to put sod down, we'll start doing that. So for now, it's just going to kind of sit as is. Still got quite a bit of cleanup to do. I got a lot of stumps to be cutting down, cleaning up, things like that. But all in all, it's about 95% done. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.